Hi, this is Linda. When I was in grade 12, we read this book called The Chrysalids. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. And in it, the kids were able to communicate with what they called thought shapes. And at the time, and for many years after, I thought, I really want to be able to do that. And it wasn't until a few years ago, I realized that I could. And I learned some tools to develop my intuition, and that kind of led to being able to communicate with many things. Anything. You can communicate with anything. Everything has consciousness, so you can communicate with absolutely anything. And it's not that difficult. I teach all this kind of stuff in classes. Mostly those of us who teach stuff are teaching stuff that we have learned ourselves. So whatever we can do, we share. I was in a special education high school for 2.5 years teaching, all special education. And everyone in there is so aware, amazingly aware, and so am I. So I'd be aware of them being aware of each other. But, in the morning it would be kind of calm, everybody's still half asleep. By the afternoon, because they're all aware of everybody's stuff, it would just be like this. And it was just unbearably crazy feeling by the afternoon. These poor kids, goodness. So they had no way of handling their awareness, and they were kind of the victims of their own gifts, if you will. And how many of you feel like you're kind of a victim of your own gifts of awareness? Maybe you label yourself as an empath or a sensitive, or maybe you've been labeled as ADHD or on the autism spectrum, or Asperger's, or OCD, or dyslexia. All those are just markers for gifts, amazing gifts and amazing awareness. How many of you know what other people are feeling? Do you realize that this isn't necessarily that common? How many of you know what other people are thinking? I had a student that she acted a little bit crazy. So when she came into music class, she would freak out a lot of the time. I had some big boys in the class, and they were like bullies. And I would give them stern lectures every time. It's like, don't you say anything. Don't even lift an eyebrow. Like, she knows what you're thinking. Quit mocking her. I'd say this to them. And so she'd come into the classroom and just freak out at them. And they said, well, we didn't do anything. And I'd say, you don't need to do anything because she knows what you're thinking. So, and she also heard voices. And I did some work with her, and I just said, well, just tell them to go away, Okay, and if I go wash my face 3 times, they'll go away. And I'm like, sure, you go do whatever you need to do. And she was fine for a while. And then we did some more stuff, and there's some pretty odd stuff that I won't go into here that you can do that's involved in some situations like this. She would have probably been diagnosed schizophrenic, although I don't think she was. About a year later, she came back to me, and she wasn't in my class. She came to visit. She said, miss, I figured out what those voices were. Yeah? What? She said, I am hearing people's thoughts. I'm like, I should have thought of that. It's not one of my strengths. I'm more visual. But it's like, yeah, of course. She's hearing people's thoughts, and that's what she thought was, her craziness. And her family thought she was crazy too. So how many of you are so aware that you feel anxious all the time, or maybe you feel depressed, or maybe you feel crazy? Okay, what if a lot of this, or most of this, is just your awareness of what's going on in the world, what's going on for other people, what they're thinking, what they're feeling, what their energy is? What if it's just not you? And I know there are a lot of people in our world, not just the people that see these videos, but there are a lot of people that are just beside themselves, not realizing that it's their awareness of what's going on around them that is making them feel like that. And I get like that every once in a while. And especially lately, because there's a lot happening in our world, I'll just feel like, beam me up, Scotty. I can't stand this. Get me out of here. And it's just like, whoa, stop, Linda. Use the tools that you've got. Like, expand. Expand your awareness, okay? And let's spin some spaces, or let's do whatever we need to. Just let it be not mine. So please, learn whatever you need to. There's lots of people teaching stuff. I teach classes on intuition, I teach classes, and I will be teaching all of this stuff in the future. Whatever we've done, we can share, and we want to share so that everyone can have ease, especially the people that are here to lead the way and to anchor the light and to be the ones that are really going to reach out to people in this world in the future. That's you. If you're watching your video, this is you. So I love you lots. You're amazing, and you have these capacities, and you know it. Create more ease for yourself with it. You're going to be the ones that are going to lead the way and show the way, and you know that that's why you're here. So please step into and be willing to be who you are, and know that it's going to be easier soon. It will be. There's more of this kind of thing on Facebook. Lightwork School on Facebook, Lightwork School on YouTube, and lindalonseth.ca, LINDALONSETH.ca. I do have some classes coming up, and I do have some free tips for you to get started tuning into your intuition. So please take advantage of that, and please love yourself, and please give yourself a break. Forgive yourself, number one, and know that you're amazing. You are absolutely amazing, and you're here to change the world, and we'll all do it together. So let's do it. This isn't the end, but this is the last day of the 30-day challenge, and on to greater things. Bye for now.